the presentation. As you know, ACAT Liberia is an anti-torture, anti-death penalty praising reform educational NGO that was established in 2003 and gained national status with the government of Liberia in 2004. Can you get me?
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dale.
So ACAT Liberia is a membership organization. It's a membership organization and has been working for close to almost 19 years now, close to 20 years, with those that are in prison and those that are on death row. Today, I just want to introduce some of our new activities that we
Dale?
I
Dale,
don't
maybe
know.
you can, if you got some trouble with your internet connection,
Sorry, there
can-
was a call coming in.
you can cut
Yeah.
your video. So, oh,
No, I sorry, there was a call coming in. I'm very sorry.
And Bettina is asking you for you to take your mic a bit closer from your mouth because apparently she's having some trouble to hear you now. Dale? Petit problème avec Dale. Probablement sa connexion. Dale?
Yeah, hello?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I think it would be better for you
Yeah,
to cut the video to have a better internet connection.
Yeah, you know, Liberia has a poor network connectivity. So the network always off and on. Yeah, so I'm sorry for
Oh
the
yeah, the
situation.
infrastructure is not that good. But if you cut the video, I think it will be better for you. So just keep the sound on and maybe just cut the video.
All right, okay. So as I said, right now we have few activities running. For ACAT Liberia, we have the visitation of the police holding cell, which is the detention center. We are monitoring police holding cells right now because we noticed over the years that the issue of overcrowdedness at the prison has been one of our challenges. So we are visiting detention center, which is the police holding cell in Monrovia, to make sure that we reduce the issue of overcrowdedness at the Memorial Center prison and other prisons in Monrovia. So one of our activities now is we have a regular police holding cell visit. We are visiting the police stations and advocating for those who are on minor crimes. Because we realize that the government of Liberia has been facing a lot of problems with taking good care of the prison, especially when it comes to food, when it comes to regular meal at the Memorial Center prison, it's challenging, and other prisons in Monrovia. So we decided with our activities to visit shop stations that are involved into preliminary investigations that lead to our courts. And immediately after they are held in court, they are sent to the Memorial Center Prison. So one of our major activities right now that ACAT Liberia is implementing is the issue that has to do with visiting detention centers. We are also visiting some prison within the Mandubi area, which is the Kata High, and the Boningway prison. We've been given an opportunity to visit those prisons, so we are also doing prison monitoring. Second activity, we are establishing networks in our various communities, which is the death penalty network. But most often, the recruitment process can occur during the celebration of the World Day against the death penalty. So this is one of our activities. We also provide human rights education to our members to keep them alive, to make sure that they understand some of the issues that will be faced with, especially coming across some human rights violations and abuses. So we educate them on torture, engage them with the components that constitute torture, so that they can be able to define, separate between abuse, violation, or torture. We are also providing human rights education on the death penalty, taking into consideration the 10 key reasons why the issue of the death penalty should be abolished. So these are our major activities, and we are also raising an awareness on those the issue of the death penalty, and engaging government consistently so that we can repeal the clause within our constitution that talks about death penalty. These are the major things we are doing right now. Engaging the prison, visiting police holding cells, establishing network, using death penalty celebration to make sure that we get our team set up. And we are also providing human rights education and raising awareness on the death penalty so far. These are our major activities for now. And when it comes to our challenges, right now, ACAT Liberia is being faced with some level of challenges for us. Right now, we are engaged into not having a suitable office space right now. We are squatting with our network friends that are providing some level of assistance, like hosting us for now, so that we can be able to do our work. Secondly, we do not have any funding, no support right now, no funding available to actually carry on our work. As you can see it, it's challenging, and we are trying our best. We are putting a lot of proposals together to make sure that we be able to reduce some of the challenges that we have right now ongoing. That's why I said we a lack of funding to maintain office space, and we do not have sufficient funds available for the distribution of materials and follow-up activities. ACAT Liberia have constrained in preparing materials for school, youth group, human rights organizations, etc. on its work. I think my PPT presentation makes some clarity on that from the constraints. These are some of the problems we are really being faced with. So not to carry too far, I think so far so good. It is just a short presentation that I wanted to do to inform FIACAT and other network members that we are presently going on a lot of constraints right now. regarding the issue that has to do with the functioning of our office space, the functioning of engaging victims at the prison, the idea of providing some level of assistance, to them. So we don't know for now. We don't have the kind of equipment now to maintain ourselves, so we use our personal laptop. We do not have machine. Even our office do not have a desktop computer. So we are trying our best to see whether we can have those things done. But we are also preparing a lot of project proposal, hoping that we will get some level of funding from the Office for the High Commission for Human Rights that have given us some level of assurance that they will see whether they can make some funding available in partnership with the group they call the Civil Society Platform of Liberia. So so far so good. I just want to say thank you for your time and thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss issues pertaining to our work.
Thank you so much, Dale. So thank you so much for this clear presentation. I don't know if the connection is a bit bad, but I mean, this is library infrastructure, as we were saying. Do anybody has a question, maybe, upon the presentation they just made? Yes, Claire. No, Claire, your mic is off.
Okay, am I okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dale, for your presentation. Lots of challenges, eh? But I was wondering about the membership, because you are a membership organization. I was wondering about, you know, roughly how many members you have and if they all belong in one group or if you have different groups in different places in the country. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, we have chapters. We have those branches being established, and we are also collecting membership. But you know, this is Liberia. This too is Liberia. Liberians are not 100% engaged in supporting organizations, but rather prefer seeing the organization living on funding and then making their way to find a way to earn something. So, but bulk of the groups that we have, membership that we have, they are very not doing well with the payment and making the membership dues. So we are facing a lot of challenges regarding that. We have members who are up to close to, I think right now, up to 75, because we just created another batch of new members. I think they have 25 now. We separate them into groups. So they are the ones we keep a focus person. Anytime we want to have a program within the portals or no areas, we contact them to make some people, members available to have that program done. So we have membership, but when it comes to due paying, they are not doing well at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Cecile. Cecile, your mic is off as well.
I said that my question was quite the same as the one of Claire. How many active, really active members do you have? People who would help you to visit prisons and to police stations, and how many people are really engaged at your side?
Right now, we have regularly 12 members right now that have engaged into doing a lot of work for volunteering as well. And
Okay.
12 members right now, 12. That we see almost every day. They visit the office, they interact, and they help to do some work. 12 members right now. We are only 12 active members.
Okay. And do the members pay a contribution? I mean, financial.
Yeah, they contribute, but most of them are not the working people. They don't have jobs, but the little resources that they collect, they also share with the organization.
Okay. And another question, I'm always wondering your force, because you are quite isolated, as a matter of fact, in Africa, regarding the FIACAT, geographically, I mean. Isn't it a little bit difficult to raise as an organization and to act?
I'm not getting your question.
I thought that you were quite isolated in your region. You're English speaking, and there's no other ACAT country all around you. There are, but they are quite far and they speak another language. So I was wondering how you find the force, the braver to act.
If I can get your question.
The mood. I mean the mood, because you're alone in your corner of Africa.
Yeah. Besides that, we have a lot of institutions here, and ACAT Liberia also a member of those institutions. So when we are conducting activities, we network and partnership with a lot of national and local institutions to make sure that we feel the presence or move out to make sure that our advocacy is ahead to, and we're not working alone. We are part of a lot of institutional network, like the civil society platform, which is having up to 1,000, if I'm mistaken, something like 50 human rights organizations. So they are so many. Like if you don't realize the World Day Against the Death Penalty, we have one Adama Desktop that spoke during the celebration of the World Day Against the Death Penalty. So we have a lot of network that we can partnership with.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
Just for your information, there are some French-speaking person now, so just either I'm going to do the live translation in the chat, not interrupt you, or just after you. What do you want? What do you prefer?
Yeah, I can listen to the questions.
Okay. So anybody wants to take the floor? Bonjour Jean-Christophe, attendez, il y a Jean-Christophe, il y a Alfari et Pascal qui nous ont rejoints. Et Jean-Claude également qui était là. Je sais que vous ne parlez pas forcément anglais, mais si vous voulez poser une question à l'ACAT Libéria, vous pouvez et je la traduirai. Et si n'importe qui veut poser une question, veut lancer un sujet avec l'ACAT Libéria, n'hésitez pas. Oui, Bettina.
Yes, well, thank you for the presentation, Dale. My question is regarding the churches. As a Christian organization, do you have contact and cooperation with the churches? Do the churches support your struggle against torture and the death penalty? Or otherwise said, how are your relationships with the different churches in the country?
Yeah, we have a lot of, I think we have up to 15 different churches that we are working with. And these churches are not the kind of big churches, and then they support our work occasionally down on a regular basis when we are engaged into one or two different activities. Okay.
Donc pour
Can you get me?
Yeah, Dale.
Can you get me?
Hey. Yeah. But did you finish, or I didn't have the impression you finished there?
I'm
sorry.
still there.
Go ahead.
I'm still.
No,
Okay.
but about the churches.
Yeah, we have 15 different churches that we work with, but they are on a low scale. These are small churches, not big ones. And then they support our work occasionally, not on a regular basis. So support our work occasionally.
Donc pour les francophones, Dale explique qu'ils ont des bonnes relations avec les églises. Ils travaillent environ avec une quinzaine d'entre elles, qui sont quand même plutôt des petites églises et qui vont les appuyer ponctuellement sur certaines activités et pas nécessairement dans toutes leurs activités. Est-ce que quelqu'un veut poser une question à Dale? Is anybody wants to ask a question? Just to bring some topics.
Bonsoir.
Pardon.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Parlez, pardon.
Oui, j'ai une question.
Alfari.
Oui, j'ai une question pour ACAT Libéria. Quelles sont les activités que ACAT Libéria mène actuellement?
So they, just because Alfari just came in, so he didn't, he wasn't here when you described the activities led by ACAT Libéria. So maybe if you want to make a short presentation to Alfari.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I can add, I had another question. If you can add some explanation about the police station visits, I'm interested in.
Yeah. Just what I said. We notice that we are having problem with the prison. The issue that has to do with overcrowdedness at the prison. Our prison that was built for 1,000 have gone to 3,000. And some of the prisoners are suffering from what we call health hazard, rashes, craw, and all that kind of thing. So in order for us to make sure that those prisoners or taking people to the Memorial Center prison is reduced, we decided to engage those cases that we have as minor crimes. Those who people took maybe taking money from somebody. If you take $1,000 and you refuse to pay, they will take you and carry you to the court. For the court, you go to the Memorial Center prison. And these are all minor crimes. They are major crimes like murder, theft, and what have you. So we intend bulk of the cases that we found at the Memorial Center prison, bulk of them are minor crimes. So we decided to lobby it with the police holding cell to engage those complainant and the defendant to make sure that those cases are withdrawn, taken back to our communities with the community leaders, and then we can sort it out. Like finding common ground for some of the cases. And sometimes we also contribute our own cash to make sure that we satisfy the complainant. And what we're doing right now. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Sorry, Dave, my mic was off. Just a precision, it's because many people in prison are forgotten. The cases are not really treated.
No, these are minor cases. Minor cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, minor. These are if you a two-person fight and one person is wounded, that person is being taken to court. After the court, they are taken to the Memorial Center prison. These are cases that we can resolve at the community level. So when we brought up those cases at the police holding cell, we engage them and then talk with the complainant and the defendant so that we can bring that case back to our community. And then when we bring that case back, we discuss with the community leader to resolve it. It means that we engage in both parties and tell them, look, it is XYZ, it is XYZ. You did this, you did that. So there's a need for you to refund, pay the person money back, or whatsoever money you credited from that person should be given back. Because bulk of the cases that Memorial Center Prison, these are all minor cases. They are minor, bulk of them.
So sorry, just to be sure I'm getting you. You advocate for a different a more traditional justice for the minor cases.
Minor cases, yeah.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
The problem there is that it is a minor cases that are increasing the overcrowding of the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the strategies we decided to work with around to reduce the overcrowding of the prison, because right now our government doesn't have sufficient funding to manage the prison, to have full items available for prisoners. So one of the major challenges the government is going through right now.
Donc pour les francophones, et Alfari qui posait la question, Dale explique que la prison principale de Monrovia, il y a 3000 personnes aujourd'hui, alors qu'elle est construite pour 1000 personnes seulement à l'origine. Et donc, eux, ils suivent notamment des cas de personnes qui ont de graves soucis de santé, parce que, évidemment, dans ces conditions-là, il y a tout un tas de maladies qui peuvent circuler, un accès aux soins qui n'est pas suffisant. Et ils essaient notamment, pour faire diminuer cette surpopulation carcérale, puisque visiblement, le gouvernement n'a pas les moyens d'agir lui-même sur ces cas et les prisons sont un peu laissées à l'abandon. Ils essaient, avec l'ACAT Libéria, ils font un plaidoyer en fait pour une prise en main de beaucoup de petites affaires. Par exemple, ils prenaient l'exemple d'une bagarre entre deux personnes, que tous ces petits cas qui sont directement jugés et contribuent à faire augmenter la surpopulation carcérale soient maintenant plutôt redirigés vers une justice plus traditionnelle dans les communautés. Claire?
Une deuxième question.
Yeah.
Ah.
Une deuxième...
Est-ce que tu veux laisser poser Claire sa question et ensuite on reprendra Alfari? Ça te va?
Ok. D'accord.
Merci. Claire, your mic still off.
Dale, it's just a quick question, but I was just wondering how much success you were having in negotiating with the police officers and others in order to take the minor offenders out of jails. Are you quite happy about the success that you're getting in this, or is it a very difficult job to do?
Well, we have been a part of the work before. We've been working with the Liberian National Police, and we have a good working relationship with them. Some of them, they are our friends. Some of the commanders are people who we interact with, talk with them, and then we have access to some of the police themselves in Monrovia. So it's very easy for us. It also market ACAT Liberia, because sometimes when we're having workshops, we invite some of the commanders to participate in those workshops. So they are our friends. So having access to detention center, especially the police holding cells, is very easy for us. Very, very easy.
Okay, thank you.
Pour les francophones, la question de Claire, c'était de savoir si l'ACAT a du succès dans ce type d'opération, dans le dialogue avec les forces de police, pour que, au lieu de l'amener directement à la justice, ce soit redirigé vers les communautés. Et Dale nous expliquait qu'ils avaient de bonnes relations avec les officiers de police, qu'ils les connaissaient bien, qu'eux-mêmes en fait font probablement partie de la communauté et qu'ils les invitent souvent quand ils font des ateliers et autres, qu'il y ait vraiment une compréhension de ce qu'ils font et qu'il puisse y avoir un vrai dialogue instauré. Cecile, you had a question, right?
Yes, but not a very important one. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to know if you had contact with the other African ACATs. If you're trying to develop your relations with the other African ACATs.
Yeah, especially for Ghana. I think Ghana and Liberia have been working together for a very long time because we was trained together by FIACAT, and we have sharing information always. It's always networking, especially ACAT.
Ok, that's good. C'est bien.
Pour les francophones, Cécile demandait s'il y avait des relations, quelles étaient les relations avec les autres ACAT du continent africain. Et Dale dit que ça fait quelque temps que c'est pas des relations forcément très suivies, mais qu'avec l'ACAT Ghana, il y a une relation un peu particulière qui s'est nouée peut-être. Notamment, je pense, dû au fait que ce sont les deux ACAT anglophones du continent. Alfari, tu voulais poser ta question?
Oui, je voulais lui demander si ils sont en relation avec l'Institution nationale des droits humains de Libéria. Est-ce qu'ils travaillent ensemble? Est-ce qu'ils travaillent avec la Commission nationale des droits humains?
So Dale, Alfari wanted to know if ACAT Liberia is working closely with or just working with the National Human Rights Institution.
Yeah, ACAT Liberia is part of a steering committee. That steering committee is managed by the Ministry of Justice in Liberia, and we are responsible for torture and the issue of the death penalty. Most often, that steering committee, that portion is allotted and shared with ACAT Liberia and the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, including the civil society platform that Adam Ambassador is a Secretary General of. So we are always working on the steering committee. When it comes to the UPR, the Universal Periodic Report, we are always working, networking. We share information, and those information give us some clear picture from the Ministry of Justice, and then we prepare our Universal Periodic Report. Sometimes we share with FIACAT, and sometimes FIACAT sponsor us to do presentation as we are doing before in Switzerland.
Alfari, Dale explique que l'ACAT fait partie d'un steering committee, c'est une sorte de comité de pilotage, je pense, au niveau droits humains, qui est sous la tutelle du ministère de la Justice. Et l'ACAT a la charge des sujets torture et peine de mort, qui sont ses mandats. Et du coup, il travaille étroitement, comme il explique depuis le début, il travaille étroitement avec d'autres organisations de la société civile et qu'ils ont cette place plutôt privilégiée pour être écoutés. But Dale, I think what Alfari tried to say as well was trying to know if you were working with the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, precisely this institution.
Yeah,
the committee?
By working with the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, where you have Urias and myself have been working on a lot of issues. Uriah and myself were just trained recently. So even if you do a follow-up with the Independent National Commission, they will announce ACAT Liberia. Right now, ACAT Liberia is one of those institutions that is involved with the issue of the death penalty in Liberia. We only network with other institutions to promote their awareness. That's all. But when it comes to the issue of death penalty in Liberia, even some of the documents right now that the president was able to present to our honorable house, those documents came from our handwriting. Those draft paper came from our handwriting along with the Rescue Alternative Liberia, RAL.
Donc, Dale explique qu'en matière de peine de mort, c'est vraiment une des organisations qui compte aujourd'hui, l'ACAT Libéria, et que notamment dans les derniers mois, il y a eu une avancée assez substantielle au niveau de l'abolition, puisque sur l'initiative du président, il y a une loi qui a déjà été validée par le Sénat et qui est aujourd'hui en étude devant la Chambre basse, donc des députés. Et c'est une proposition qui est notamment soutenue activement avec un gros travail de leur partenaire RAL, qui est Rescue Alternative Liberia, que vous avez peut-être vu pour certains du côté des ACAT d'Afrique, parce que c'est le membre libérien de la coalition mondiale.
D'accord.
Est-ce que quelqu'un veut aborder un autre point, peut-être? Is anybody wants to bring some topic, some issue? Cécile.
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes,
had
very
just
clear.
another question. Do you write what you do? Do you make reports, trace your activities and such things?
Yeah, every year, ACAT Liberia develop an annual report, which we have shared with FIACAT before. We prepare an annual report.
Okay.
Highlighting those activities that we have carried up over the years. So we can also share with you if you wish. We have an annual report that will be presented to FIACAT before. So every year we annual report.
Okay. I think we will all be pleased if you share that report. That's very interesting. Okay.
Every year we do that. If I will share previous annual report from 2000 plus with you because I have them stay in our emails.
But you share it per email or on where do you share it? On your website?
No, we do not have a developed website right now. But
Okay.
if FIACAT want to have those information, we can make it available so that they can put it on their website. It means that they will upload it for us. We do not have a separate website. We just develop reports and share with other networks.
But maybe, Dale, you can send your report through the ACAT@fiacat.org, which is an address that is not only for the use of FIACAT, either the Secretariat or the Bureau, but every ACAT can use it. So if you want to share to other ACATs a report, an activity, or whatever, just feel free to do so.
Okay, I will do that.
Jean-Claude.
Merci Corentin. Bonsoir tout le monde, vous m'entendez?
On t'entend bien, oui.
Merci à la CAT Libéria pour la présentation de ce soir. J'ai juste une question par rapport à la collaboration avec le pouvoir public. Étant donné que les actes de torture sont souvent d'ailleurs commis par les agents de l'État, est-ce que vous avez déjà inventorié des cas de torture et dénoncé ça et quelle a été la réaction des pouvoirs publics, si je veux dire la police ou les autorités de l'État? Est-ce qu'ils sont punis tels que le prévoit la loi? C'était ça ma question. Parce que la plupart des fois, le pouvoir public protège ces sujets. Merci.
So Dale, Jean-Claude just asked a question about torture cases. He wants to know, since many cases, many torture cases are the action of state employees, he wants to know if there is a feeling of impunity in Liberia. Did you already bring some cases? Did you already lead some awareness efforts or advocacy efforts around torture cases? And if these acts were done by some state employees, what was the reaction of the state? Were these kind of people, sorry, I just forgot the name, sanctionné.
I think driving. I think
Were they punished? Were they fined? What was the reaction of the state?
Work of the cases right now in Liberia, you know, we don't really have a kind of a fair justice system in our country right now. Some of the cases are being handled not in a transparent manner. Are you there? Some of the cases are not handled in a transparent manner. And then the issue of corruption have buried some of the cases. The issue of corruption has buried some of the cases, and some cases are handled also by some of the family members who are up there in government. They are big people. They are ministers and other things. They handle some of the cases based on their positions. So, work of some of the cases are not ready to handle in a transparent manner, and some of them are not handled in a very good and proper situation, except for those who we interact with, and they are giving us credence to intervene. So we intervene. But bulk of the cases that will be friend with you when it comes to some of the cases that we be handling, is being handled from up there. Sometimes it doesn't go that long. And you know, this is Liberia. This is Liberia. The issue of corruption has tangled our country to the extent that cases have not been managed some kind of way, and some of the defendants complaining are not really satisfied with some of the cases. So what we do is that maybe we don't bother ourselves too much getting involved into cases that will embarrass us. So we go to those minor cases that we think we can easily handle because of the overcrowding of the prison.
Je suis pas sûr d'avoir tout bien suivi. Si quelqu'un peut compléter. Sorry, Dale. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dale. I was just. Did you finish?
No, I don't know whether you got my answers well.
Sorry?
I don't know whether you got my answers well.
Yeah, I think no. Sorry, but Dale, just to be sure, maybe Claire, did you follow?
Yeah.
I followed a bit, but I'm not sure about everything. So just to be correct, you just said that you were not really trusting your government and your justice, especially your justice system. So you already found out that when state employees were concerned, did some acts of this kind, such as torturing somebody, the reaction was inexistent almost. So maybe as for ACAT today, as of today, ACAT rather prefer to lead efforts around cases that she's sure the organization is sure to handle well, instead of just leading a campaign against the government where the impunity will be at the end of the road. Is that correct?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, that is correct. And additionally, we are very careful when we get involved into some of the cases, because some of the cases can either lead us to jail. So we are very careful on how to handle some of the cases, because we know this too is Liberia, and you know we got a lot of people too that sometimes use their power to abuse other people. So we are afraid getting into cases that will lead us to jail. So we handle those cases that we have control over.
Donc Jean-Claude, évidemment, comme tu l'as peut-être compris, enfin pour les francophones, je réponds à Jean-Claude puisque tu posais la question. Dale explique qu'il y a une confiance qui est quand même assez limitée, généralement dans les institutions, mais dans la justice en particulier, et que sur les cas qui ont déjà existé, que l'ACAT a déjà défendu, enfin a essayé de visibiliser, de publiciser, disons que ils ont fait face à quelques déconvenues, parce que quand c'était des agents de l'État, à la fin, ça se terminait bien souvent par de l'impunité, et que par conséquent, l'ACAT préfère agir sur des cas qu'elle pense être, dirons, gérables, qu'elle pense ne pas avoir ne pas avoir une réponse qui soit juste de l'impunité, mais sur lesquelles elle pense avoir un réel effet, en fin de compte. Cécile, ton micro est coupé, mais je crois que Pascal voulait poser une question. Si tu veux, tu poseras la question après, puisque Pascal levait la main depuis tout à l'heure. Pascal? Bonjour Pascal.
Oui, oui, et bonjour Corentin.
Salut.
Bonjour chers toutes et chers tous. Bonjour à Anthony de la carte Libéria.
C'est Dale. C'est Dale. Hein. Son nom c'est Anthony, mais enfin il s'appelle Dale, c'est simplement qu'il est sur le téléphone d'Anthony, mais c'est Dale.
Ah d'accord, ok. Et bravo à la carte Libéria pour son passage à Café, au Café FIACAT. Moi, j'ai juste une question. Je voudrais savoir combien de membres compte ACAT Libéria. Est-ce que c'est un bureau exécutif ou secrétariat exécutif? Je voudrais savoir comment fonctionne. Si c'est un bureau, comment ça fonctionne et le mandat est combien? La durée du mandat du bureau. Voilà.
Okay, so Dale, Pascal wanted to know, well, practical information about ACAT. You already mentioned the number of people participating in ACAT activities, but what is the general number? How many members can the ACAT count on? How many members? The second question was
Yeah,
the second question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, because it was multiple questions. So the second question was, what is the organization? Is it a board running the ACAT or secretariat? And either it is a secretariat or a board, how is it working? What is its role for the ACAT? And the final question was, for how long is the board or secretariat elected?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just answer the first question. The board members are those churches that we build partnership with, and those board members are recruited on in 5 years, for 5 years. And then right after the 5 years, they would express whether they want to still want to stay on board or they are leaving the organizations. Right now we have 7 board members, 7. We have 2 females and 5 males. And they sometimes they are assistants to us. Sometimes, yeah, they assist us financially with transportation to move here and there. Secondly, your second question has to do with the number of members. We used to be 50 persons, but I just said we are up to 75 members. But we are not really receiving due regularly from them because they are not doing well with the payment. So we cannot force you. We cannot preside on you to pay membership when we ourselves feel that maybe nothing is doing, you're not working, you have family to feed, you have other activities. When we come around, those who can get closer to get money, we receive money from them as they are meeting due every year. Some of them give the money voluntarily just to see the work of ACAT go ahead. So I think I answered the second question, right? I can't remember the third.
Yeah, the second question, it was the first question actually about the number of members. but the second question was how is working the board. So you gave the composition of the board, but what is doing the board on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, the board, on a serious note, the board members of ACAT usually provide assistance to us. And we seek advices from them, and they are people who help us in other areas, especially when it comes to looking at how the day-to-day activities of the institution works. So they advise, they sometimes give us some assistance, they regularly give us transportation to move here and there when we are talking about going to the prison. They assist us in so many areas. So
why is that they know institution? They were previously working for these institutions, or they know? How do they know it so well?
no, the problem here is that they are happy because the institution is a Christian-based organization, and then they are people who we look at them as spiritual people, you know, from their own onset, so that they can be able to help us at the same time praying for the institution ACAT to grow. So we just seek their advices, they assist us. They are from churches, and we create a space to make sure that they guide everything that we do. We call them, or our board members, we call them our spiritual fathers. So yeah, our spiritual fathers.
Within the board, you consider your board to be your spiritual fathers?
Board members are, because they are all from different denominations. They are from churches. Our board members are from churches.
Ok, donc Pascal et toutes les personnes ne parlant que français, petit retour sur les questions donc, de Pascal. Donc c'est un board, donc un bureau, un conseil d'administration, un bureau qui est élu tous les 5 ans, qui compte actuellement 7 membres, 2 femmes et 5 hommes, et qui essentiellement donne des conseils. C'est un peu, disons, pour les autres membres, puisque Dale fait partie du bureau, mais pour les autres membres, c'est plutôt des gens qui conseillent, alors ils les appellent des pères spirituels. Je pensais des personnes qui viennent essentiellement des églises et qui du coup connaissent assez bien les institutions avec lesquelles ils travaillent. Je ne sais pas si tu étais là, Pascal. Tout à l'heure, il disait que les églises les appuyaient ponctuellement. Je pense que ça a à voir avec ça. Et enfin, au niveau des membres, il disait qu'actuellement, ils sont une 50aine, mais qu'ils sont montés jusqu'à 75 déjà, membres, mais que ça fluctue et que d'une année à l'autre, pour diverses raisons, pour des raisons de temps, d'argent, il y a une famille à gérer, etc. Il y a des personnes qu'on ne voit pas forcément d'une année à l'autre, et donc les cotisations ne sont pas forcément toujours les mêmes. Voilà, des questions un peu, des défis un peu quotidiens. Est-ce que quelqu'un a un autre point qu'il aimerait aborder, une autre question qu'il aimerait poser à Jean-Claude? Is anybody wants to ask a question? Bring some topics. Okay. Thank you, Dale. Dale, maybe you have a final word. Oh no, Cécile. Cécile, your mic is off. Your mic is off. Always.
Just thanking Dale, and it was very interesting. And I want to add that he underlined the corruption that hindered. He has talked about corruption a lot, and that this hinders the end of impunity, as a matter of fact. Just that. But it was very interesting. It was a discovery. Ok, c'est tout.
Donc, juste pour Jean-Claude et Pascal, je crois qu'Alférine n'est plus avec nous. Mais donc, juste Cécile soulignait le fait que Dale avait quand même parlé de beaucoup de corruption et d'impunité à laquelle il fallait mettre fin. Donc, voilà, juste petit mot de la fin sur les défis qui peuvent être ceux du Libéria. Thank you so much, Dale, for your time, for your presentation, and for letting us the opportunity to discover a bit more about ACAT Liberia, to understand it better, maybe. And yeah, I think anybody here is really disposed to talk with you, to exchange with you. Any ACAT would be pleased to hear from you. So especially don't hesitate to write to me, to the Secretariat, to the Bureau, or to every ACAT present hereby, or even other ACATs that were not present today.
And please send us your reports.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I just want to say thank you for this. I see it as a good thing for us to always discuss, because it is important to know what we are doing and what we intend to do. We highly appreciate if ACAT could see reason to lobby with some of our partners or their partners to see whether we can have some funding available to make us more effective and efficient. Because if you want us to work, we need money. We cannot function in Liberia when there is no funding. The funding is some assistance. And I'm always saying it. We ourselves on the other side, we are trying our best to lobby for funding. We are doing a lot of proposal writing right now because we don't want to keep the institution not functioning like before. We were receiving grant from the United Nations Voluntary Fund for Victims of Torture. And you saw the level of work we did when we were providing psychosocial counseling to torture victims in Bombing County. And they supported our work for 3 years. So right now we do not have funding, we cannot maintain office space. So I just want to make an appeal to FIACAT to see reason to assist us and also lobbying with us so we can have some funding available for our work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. I'm sure the time will come. We must secure some fundings. Okay, Dale. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great night. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Au revoir tout le monde.
Bye.
Et merci.